Hi, my name is Alex and welcome to the Crochet Circle.
Hi and welcome. In today's video, I want to talk about mittens or fingerless gloves. Now, this is not going to be a complete tutorial how to make these mittens because it's something that I had to kind of do really fast because it's for me. So I'm just gonna walk you through the process, how I did them, how I designed them, what kind of stitches I used, and also how I combined crocheting with some knitting. Yes, I know, I usually crochet, but I didn't find the right pattern or the right stitches to make the bottom part, let's say it like that, because I want it to be really stretchy and nice around my hand. So I did the top part with crocheting and the bottom part is knitting. So I can just put them on and show them how they look. So these are my fingerless gloves, mittens. I have this option to extend them, and if I want them a bit shorter, I just roll them back. Now you can see they are a bit long, but every time when I have some mittens or some gloves, they are usually this long, and whenever you kind of extend your arm, you still get some part that it's not nicely covered. So I made my own, and I want it to be long, the bottom part, because I wanted to have nice warm arms. Now let's get started to where I'm gonna explain to you what I've done. So first of all, I crocheted some granny squares. Now on the bottom part here, you can see that I'm using just normal granny squares. And on the top part of the glove, I'm using a sunburst granny square. I hope you can see it. Those are two different patterns. Let me unroll this. So yeah, here I was using sunburst granny squares, and here I was using just normal granny squares. Once I've crocheted them, um, about the size, how big, how many rows I had to do, there's no science behind that. I was just testing, does my does my palm fit on the granny square? And the first row that it did, I said, okay, that's it. That's the size of the granny square that I need to have. Once I crocheted 4 granny squares, so 2 sunbursts and 2 normals, I aligned them, and then I put, I think you're gonna see here or here, well, somewhere you're gonna have a small uh, video where I'm gonna show you, where I will show you, or where I already pre-recorded it, how I made for my thumb the opening. What you have to have in mind is one hand, left and right hand, so where the thumb is gonna be up, looking out of the mitten. And then I joined the sides, and once I joined the sides of the granny squares, I kind of got a tube. Then I decided which side is gonna be, well, I knew which side is gonna be the bottom side, so on the bottom side I picked up the stitches, the last loops of the double crochet stitches, and then I just started knitting. So I was doing a ribbing on to knit to purl, to left or to right, whatever you want to call it, but I want it to be stretchy, and I think that to knit and to purl are the best way to achieve that goal. At the end, once I had the desired length that I wanted, all I did was I did 4 more rows on top of the mittens of the granny squares, and I finished it with a kind of a crowny pattern with a picot on top, just to have it a nice uh, point at the end. And one more thing that I did was, you see this for my thumb, I wanted to have just a bit of, yes, I still have the end tails to cut out. I wanted it to have a bit more structure and just to be a bit longer here because I want my thumb to be nice and warm as well. And that's it. Once I finished everything, I sewn in all the loose ends, as you can see. And the last step that I have to do now is just cut them because I know that they are already all nicely worked in. About the yarn that I was using, this is actually a drops yarn. If I still have somewhere the, yeah, it was drops fable. It's a mixture of 75% wool and 25% polyamide, and it is yarn thickness group A, if that helps. But yeah, my mittens are done with nice warm woolly yarn because winter is coming where I live at the moment, and these are gonna be just perfect. And now that I've cut almost all the loose ends out, I'm gonna put them on my hands and I'm gonna show you again how they look. So these are all the loose ends done. I'm turning them on the right side again because there is a back side and the front side. So where my palms are, it's the inner side of my mitten, and I have a nice sunburst granny square on top, and the other one as well. And this is it. So this was kind of a short explanation how I made my mittens. Hope you can see it. If you have any questions, you can ask. I will write down in the description below how many rows I did for the granny squares, but depending on your hands, or if you're gonna be making this in a kids version, then it's definitely not gonna be that many rows of granny squares. Now, one more thing, I know there is some knitting going on here, but as I said in the beginning, unfortunately I didn't find a stitch that would be kind of appropriate for the nice stretchy bottom part. So yeah, that's it. I am gonna be back with another video tutorial. This is kind of an exemption where I just explain to you that, yeah, you can mix and match knitting and crocheting to make these beautiful and useful mittens. So until the next time, I'm gonna say happy crafting!